before azọba ute ka anyị ga-anọkọtasị na ya eme election na Igbo anyị na-azọ Biafra anyị akara nweta Biafra chetakwanụ nọọ ego m otu na ndị na-anọ ọgụ inwere onwe anyị na Igbo ndị mmadụ mkpa ọ dị na ndị be anyị so wee mee election ha wee pụtakwa n'Igwe onye chọrọ ịjụ ya jụọ m ga-atapịa na-enweta from federal government ma ọkwa n'ebe ọzọ ekenyeche ndị Enugu steeti on Sunday 30th July 2023. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Background. My name is Comrade Rita Anibogu, Aide Biafra, and I am a Pro Biafra activist by the grace of God. I have worked at the topmost level of the Biafra struggle across not just Igbo land, but anywhere Biafra has ever been mentioned. I am also perhaps the only female leader of a foremost Biafra group. I am currently the Director General of the Biafra Mobilizers Initiative and the Deputy Chairman of the de facto customary government of Biafra. We, the pro-Biafra activists, have stood for our land and have fought for our land. Although strategies may vary, our goal is one and the same, for the good of our motherland. There have also been times when the struggle for motherland worked against the very interests we were fighting for, and we had converged to discuss and decide either to jettison or review them, like the idea of census boycott, no election, and now sit at home. Although those ideas were successful in their times, the civil disobediences have not worked in our best interest. Take, for instance, the 2006 census boycott. The result is that a region that was adjudged the most densely populated area in 1956 across Africa is today seen as the least populated because we could not be counted in the southeast. We lost out in census boycotts, and today it has had far-reaching consequences on us politically, economically, and socially. We have also had to confront the election in Anambra State, and during the last presidential election, we formed the Movement of Biafrans in Nigeria, MOBIN, which I was the Director General then in 2017, and went down to the streets and villages of Anambra and equally took our messages to the internet. Finally, Nnamdi Kanu himself had to wade in body and in flesh. Those of us in MOBIN, together with our brothers and sisters in customary government of Biafra, MASOB and IPOB, met several times on the matter. As a matter of fact, Igbo leaders waded in at a point and invited us here in Enugu. The Anambra State election eventually ended successfully. In the last general election, we also mobilized and ensured that the no election decree by Simon Ekpa did not stand, and Mr. Peter Obi, our brother, reaped bountifully votes from the southeast. Simon Ekpa and sit at home. I am here to confirm that the letter made public by Barrister Alloy Ejimakor actually emanated from Nnamdi Kanu, and I do so with every sense of honor and responsibility, and in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiama, who is the God of Biafra. As most of you already know, I worked with Nnamdi Kanu for a very long time, for several years. I left my businesses in Lagos and moved to Enugu to join him when he was running Radio Biafra from Enugu here. He also had to leave London and return to Enugu So we left whatever we were doing just to serve Biafrans. As many of you equally know, I was the Nigeria coordinator of IPOB under Nnamdi Kanu at a time, and I rose to be the African rep of the Indigenous People of Biafra. I was also the chief of staff to Nnamdi Kanu. I was the one who appointed this same Simon Ekpa, the Finland coordinator of IPOB back then. So, having known Nnamdi Kanu and having worked closely with him for several years, I know his style of writing, I know his handwriting, I know his language and command of English. The letter that Barrister Ejimakor presented to the press is very authentic and is from Nnamdi Kanu. Anyone claiming otherwise is doing so for ulterior motive, which time and Chukwu Okike Abiama will expose. My thinking is that Nnamdi Kanu now understands that the Biafra struggle is a political issue, as we had also told him back in 2017. Biafra is a political matter, both international and national. Nnamdi had realized that we have to work with the political leaders of Igbo land to make a successful case for Biafra. Simon Ekpa should cease and listen to voices of reason. There is no way we will realize Biafra from Tigbo Zogbo, killing and maiming. Nnamdi Kanu also understands and rightly pointed out in that letter that sit at home has been counterproductive, a waste of time, resources and energy, and indeed a self-enslavement that inflicts unnecessary hardship, hunger on our people, and will continue to be so. We cannot continue to drink poison and expect the enemies of motherland to die. We went to war from 1967 to 1970, the Nigeria-Biafra War that lasted for over 3 years. And there, we lost over 3 million Biafras. Now, God has helped us, and we have been able to go through tutelage and education, and now know international politics and diplomacy. Like we have always advocated, the Biafra issue is an issue that must be negotiated. It is coming to a round table to negotiate that will give us Biafra. After all, laws are enacted in the parliament, laws are enacted in the parliament through talks, not on the streets with guns. Sit at home will only help to pillage our place, will make us kill one another and destroy our economy to the benefit of our neighbors and pleasure of our traducers. When Scotland talks about Brexit, the world listens and Britain quakes because Scotland has built herself into a formidable economic power. When Catalonia sneezes, the world listens and Spain catches cold because Catalonia is an economic superpower in the European country. The political leaders, especially the governors, with the best intention, cannot do anything meaningful for our people if we continue to sit at home. Our GDP will continue to be decimated if we continue to throw away our Mondays to sit at home. You can imagine a generation of a people that throw away their Mondays, the very first working day in a week. What about our brothers and sisters who are business people? How will they survive? We have our parents, our brothers and sisters who depend on daily proceeds to feed their children. What about pregnant women in Biafra land, in Igbo land, in the southeast, that will go into labor on Monday? They cannot be attended to in the hospitals because we are sitting at home. What about our brothers and sisters that may have health challenges on Mondays and they cannot access hospitals? What if we have a life and death need for money and we cannot go to banks? What about our children who may be writing examinations like WAEC, like JAMB, or other exams, and they have paper on Mondays? They cannot write because we are forced to sit at home. Nnamdi Kanu has seen that sit at home is doing us terrible harm, and that is why he is demanding for a total end to it. It beats our imagination that anyone with Biafra blood running in his veins will contemplate a continuation of the Monday sit at home, and worse still, asking a region to sit at home for 2 full weeks. Who is that person working for? I ask again, is that person really a Biafran, or he's sent to kill my brothers and my sisters? So, we the Pro Biafra groups of Enugu State Extraction stand with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as we say, we collectively reject the sit at home. Let it end now. Onye gburu nwanne anaghị azụ odogwu n'ala Igbo. No one becomes a hero in Igbo land by killing his own brother. This land we work on, our ancestors, the gods of our land, and Ndi Igbo, will hold responsible those who tenaciously seek to enforce a senseless sit at home, even after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has declared it an anti-Igbo interest. The government should go after such criminals with every might and every resource at its disposal. Thank you.